What is happening, Sienna? Ryan Adams here with the Adams Group at Compass, bringing you a monthly market report. Let's jump into it. Here's some key highlights. First off, home prices are holding, which is great. I'll get into that in a minute. Secondly, it does not look like new construction is going to stop building, but we are seeing from new construction, the largest amount of price drops happening in the neighborhood are in the new construction. Third highlight is if your home has a niche, it's clean, it's moderately upgraded, the niche being a pool or whatever it might be, they should do great. Fourth highlight is make sure and pay attention to the new zoning of schools. That will have an impact in the sales of the future. It's not gonna have a dramatic impact, but it will have an impact. Now let's jump into the market report. This is January 2022 to January 2023 numbers. Let's take a look at the graph. First, let's take a look at how long it is taking to sell a home recently. This number has actually increased 264% year over year. Again, we're looking January 2022 to January 2023. Days on market is now 62 days, which it does include new construction. If we were just to look at resale, resale is a few less at 57 days. Inventory is increasing. It's up 110% total, 168 homes on the market. That does include new construction. Resale is at 67 from 35 about this time last year. And new construction has gone up more than double. So resale is still competitive with new construction and will continue to be so as long as there continues to be a big enough difference between new homes and resale and their prices per square foot or price points either. Check out this graph though. In 2018 to 2020, Sienna averaged about 250 homes on the market at a time. And in the last 3 years, the average has been around 90. That, guys, is why we've seen such a competitive market for buyers the last 2 years. There just hasn't been enough homes on the market. But let's look at prices. As I mentioned in the beginning, one of the key highlights, prices are up year over year. They're up 16%, making our average sales price here in Sienna $512,500. Now, here's something you want to look at too that's very predictive of kind of where things are going to hold or whatever is list to sales price ratio. That is basically what are we listing at? What is it selling at? What's that ratio? Right now, year to year, it's down 2.3% at 97.7%. Last year, it was 99%, meaning basically what you listed for, you're gonna pretty much get close to that. We're seeing a drop in that, which is interesting though, but our average price has gone up. Now, interest rates right now are in the mid sixes to low sixes, but here's the deal. When it gets below 6, and this is a national graph, we will see strong buyer demand. Look at this graph, you'll see when we get into the below 6s on the interest rates, you will see that strong buyer demand. You've had buyers who have seen 3s in a year and seen 7s. It's kind of difficult for them to figure out when am I gonna jump in the game again. But I think when it's in that middle range, it's kind of like, all right, how long am I actually gonna wait? On transactions, now, we are expecting less transactions in the US for a lot of different reasons, but 2021, there were 6.2 million homes sold. 2022 was 5.9. We're expected to get around 4.5 million in 2023. Transactions will be much fewer, and this will show to be true in Sienna. If we look back into the history, 2021, we had 982 total sales that were in the MLS. For 2021, 844 in 2022, so we should see less than that. I would assume we're gonna be in the 700s for 2023. However, good news to tell you this, after looking at national stats, Houston is the #1 real estate marketplace in the US as far as growth. In the last year, Houston home prices have appreciated over 16% and outperforming Texas and the US. If you look at this graph, last 5 years, 47%. In the last 30 years, 298% home prices are up. So if you ask yourself, was it a good time to buy a home 5 years ago? Yes, I would have bought 10 of them if I could. and it still is gonna be a good time. Prices are going to continue to go up. Now, this year we may not see a dramatic increase, but prices historically, as we see from the last 30 years, 5 years, prices have gone up. Inventory is going to stay low, and it will continue to stay low. If you look at this graph, based on this graph, back in 2008, basically the real estate world blew up, but the builder world blew up even more, and it really hasn't recovered. And because of that, if you saw per the data I showed you before of how many homes we were, our inventory was 6 years ago compared to where it's at now, we have an inventory problem. It may not feel that way, but we do. And until builders are able to catch up with the amount of demand, we're probably gonna still continue to be in a seller's market. If you look in Sienna, we have averaged 7 months of inventory between 2018 and 2020. Now we have averaged of 2 months of inventory for the last 3 years. Basically, that means if we never listed a house again, how long would it take buyers to buy up that inventory? And again, if you looked back the last 2018 to 2020, we had 7 months of inventory. Now we only have 2 months, and has been that way for the last 2 years. Quick update on pricing based on square footage. Want to give you guys this stat, I always do. Past 6 months, and I'm not going to include new construction, so no new construction in this because I want you to be able to get a good grasp of where you're at as a resale homeowner. If you have under 2,500 square foot, the average price, and I'm including homes with pools and no pools and all of this, about $167 a square foot. Again, I'm not including new construction. If you're between 2,500 and 3,500 square foot, the average is $160 a square foot. If you're between 3,500 and 4,500 square foot, average price sold is $159 a square foot. Now, at this price point, at this square footage, this tends to be where a lot of pools are at. So no pool, you're averaging about $150 a square foot in this range, the 3,500 to 4,500 range. With a pool, you're looking at $163 a square foot. So you're getting about an extra $60,000 if you have a pool and you're in that 3,500 to 4,500 square foot range. All right, if you're a $1 million and up, you're averaging, which is our luxury market in Sienna, you're averaging about $220 a square foot. That is the update for your Sienna market report. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, drop a comment. Would love to help you any way we can. We love our neighborhood here. We want to continue to help inform you, let you know what's going on. As always, I'm available if you have any questions. We have some great realtors in the neighborhood. Feel free to reach out to them as well. And we'll see you next time. Have a great week.